What is up, everybody? Welcome back, or welcome to Optimal Self Live. As always, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for coming along on this little journey. I appreciate it more than you can possibly imagine, and I really want to get into this quickly today for a couple of reasons, because we're coming up on that part of the year where, it doesn't matter where you're at or where you're listening to this, because this always happens, right? When the calendar changes, whether it's the month or the calendar changes and it's the year, or, the year before when the calendar changes and it was a decade, all these things that happen, it really inspires people, and people start to do things differently. People that are at their wits' end, people that have finally hit the quote unquote rock bottom at times, right? And so if you're following along, people, and I have a ton of friends, right, that own companies that do tons of fitness stuff. I have a buddy who just wrote a new book that he's getting out there, and it's really interesting to see, because you watch the people who follow along and you watch what happens. And so what you see is what today's topic is. Today's topic is before and after. Those of you guys, everybody has social media accounts. You're probably following this along on maybe a social media account. If you're not listening to it as the podcast, if you are listening to it as a podcast, hop on over if you would and check out the YouTube channel. We'd love for you to subscribe there. Hit that little bell. Get updates when we go live. We got a lot of cool things that are going to be coming out. But I really want to talk about before and after, because when you scroll your social media, you're going to see those coming up, because we're coming up on those 12 weeks of a new year. And that's usually what it takes. It usually takes people, a few weeks to get going, around 8 and then 12. Around that 12-week mark is where you really start to see these changes happen. And so, but I really want to dig deeper into what this is, because there's a quote that I want to share with you, and it's by Alain de Botton, and he says, anyone who isn't embarrassed of who they were last year probably isn't learning enough. And I love that quote, because it's true, right? Is that if you're not, and embarrassed might not be the right word, that's okay. You can put whatever word you want to be in there. But again, if you're not in a growth pattern and you don't look back at yourself and laugh a little bit and go, oh man, what was I thinking? How many of you right now have looked back at a picture and you go, holy cow, what was I thinking with my hair? Why did I have my hair that way? Who didn't tell me that color is no good on me? Right? We all have those situations. We all have those times. And guess what? They're actually really good for us, because we get to see the growth. And so a lot of times what you're seeing right now in this before and after is you're seeing people actually make physical transformations, right? They've lost weight. They're a little more ripped. They're a little more toned. You're seeing it. I've never seen so many people, in their underwear going from here's where I was. And guess what? Look where I am now. And I hope you're like me. I applaud. Awesome. Here's what I want you to know. That physical transformation, what you're seeing, started in their mind. It started with a decision. At some point, they made a decision. Their mind said, enough is enough. I'm going to make this change. I'm going to create new what? Habits. I'm going to change behavior so that I can create the future me, that I can create a better me. It took belief. It took action. It took a thought. It took it all come together so that I could take myself from where I am now to where I want to go. It doesn't have to be a new year. It doesn't have to be a new week. It doesn't have to be a new month. It can be right this second. You can make that decision, because all those people that you're seeing, to get that physical transformation that you're all, and I'm proud. I love it. I love when I see a family member or friend post a picture to where they were to where they are. I'm like, hell yeah, because you're just proving yourself right. You're proving to yourself that you can create whatever it is you want. Maybe it is a physical transformation. Maybe it is 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds, whatever it is. Maybe. But it can be a mental transformation. It can be a job. It can be a relationship. It can be whatever you want. You have the power to create it. You see it every single day. Every day. Grab your phone, scroll it. Scroll Facebook, scroll Instagram, whatever it is you like. Go on the search and search. You will see people on a regular daily basis creating a better version of themselves. Yeah, a lot of it's physical, but it takes the mental fortitude. It takes the mental transformation first to ever get to the physical. So it all starts inside of us before anything on the outside changes. Please understand that you have the power right this second to make a before and after of whatever it is you want right now. But it's going to take a decision. It's going to take discipline. It's going to take belief. And it's going to take action. Our mission with this project of Optimal Self is to help and inspire people to change behavior through belief and action so you can be the best version of yourself. To inspire and help people change behavior. Because every single one of those before and afters, some form of behavior changed for them to have the response that they got, to have the result that they got. They had to change behavior. And you know what else they had to do? They had to first believe in it. They had to think it. They had to believe it. They had to believe that it was possible. They had to believe that they were worthy and capable of doing it. And then it took new action to create those results. And if it's physical, then yeah, it takes some form of movement. Yeah, it takes some form of nutrition change. Notice I didn't say exercise. Notice I didn't say diet. There are no diets that work. It's either a lifestyle change or it's all going to unwind and go back to where it was. You either change the behavior so that you can have sustainable results and keep climbing the mountain to a better version of you at all times. Because if you can do it in one aspect of your life, you can do it in another. So I'm going to ask you now here today, what is your before and after project? What is it? Let's get on the journey of becoming the best version of you. Let's look back a year from now and be like, whoo, I'm a little embarrassed of that dude. Why? Because I learned. Why? Because I created the next opportunity for myself. I created that next level. I created that better version of me because it's a constant journey. So come on, let's do it. And understand where you're at right now is not nearly as important as where you can be in the next 12 months. Can I say that to you again? You listening? Where you're at right now is not nearly as important as where you can be. It takes vision, it takes belief, and it takes action. Put those three things together, and you're on the journey of your optimal self. You're on the journey of fulfillment and the best version of you. All right? That's what I got for you today. Come on, create the before and after. Let's look back together and think, oh my goodness. I did this the other day with Optimal Self Live. I was on the YouTube channel because I was looking for some of my own inspiration. And I went all the way back and I watched one and I was like, oh Lord, how far we have come. How far we have come. And it hasn't even been a year, not even close. And man, the growth and what we are able to do is incredible. And you're incredible and you can do it too. All right. So let's have some fun. Get out there and do it. All right. As always, please head over to the YouTube channel, head over to wherever you listen to a podcast. We could really use your rate and review. We could really use you subscribing to it, right? The more people, the better. And there's somebody out there right now in your life, somebody out there that's struggling. Think about this. They're right now sitting there and they're really, really down and they don't know what that next step is. And just imagine what their before and after would look like if you shared it with them. So please do us that favor. Let's help each other. Let's help one another. And while you're doing it, get out there and be the best version of you.